Okay, so the title is going to give away what this is. And before we get to that, just a little explanation. Yeah, I did a stupid thing. I bought the Nintendo Switch sequel. Not really a fan of the name Switch 2. It just sounds dumb. But the reason why it was stupid was because 6-7 months ago, I bought a Switch. And I haven't really used it all that much. So, and I don't have a lot of games. Probably 15 or so. And so it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to get the upgrade when you, less than a year ago, bought another Nintendo system. So that's why this is kind of weird. But I have a birthday coming up in less than a week, so I decided screw it, and was searching around on Best Buy's, well, not the website, but in the app for stuff. Came across that it was available and in stock, so I just decided, what the hell. So there's that. And another thing that's weird is I usually wait 1 to 2 years before I buy the next system. The only system that I've had sooner than that was the PS5, and that was because I got lucky being able to get a pre-order, so I had it day one. But that's the only time that I've ever done that. I've usually waited years. 2 years before I got PlayStation 2 and 3, like a year for PS4, and so on. And about a year or so, it was like January or February of 21 when I got the Series X. But anyway, like I said, I wait usually for either a discount, which doesn't happen anymore, or for the game library to build up. But I can play Switch games in the meantime, I guess. So, but anyway, enough of that. I'm not going to do an unboxing of the system itself. You know, that's been done, and I just did the one for Nintendo Switch. So, okay, but first, I also picked up some games, and this was like $10, which is the only reason why I bought it. And yeah, I know this game is terrible. I've only seen a Let's Mock playthrough, or partial playthrough, but this was cheap, and it is in fact, in 5 years, my first dedicated Series X game for my console. The only other game, which was MLB The Show 21, I think, is a dual release, and it was just a patch for the Series X version, but it was essentially still a build for Xbox One. So this is my first Series X native disc. And after 5 years, that's kind of sad. Also, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. Really just because and Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Yeah, I know there was a lot of complaints about this, but I didn't have a Wii until like 2015, 2016, something like that, and it was just a blind purchase. When GameStop had them for 50 bucks a piece, I decided, what the hell. I got a GameCube out of it. So I never had that version, and I didn't buy a whole lot of stuff for my Wii U. So I didn't play it that generation either, and so yeah. Anyway, and then move that box, move this crap out of the way. There's the Switch sequel. Pretty much, identical, in a lot of ways, with the prior systems, packaging and all that, and similar in aesthetic to how they've always packaged things. And yeah, I know that there's a lot of hubbub and everything about it, but those keycard things, I'm not into that. I do buy digital, usually when it's on sale, but for the most part I stick to physical. I'm kind of a stickler that way. And I figured, what the hell, with a birthday coming up pretty soon, why the hell not? Wasn't interested in the Mario Kart bundle because I'm not a huge fan of Mario Kart, and I've got Mario Kart 8 on Wii U and on the Switch, so I don't really need another one so soon, at least in my opinion, because I'm not really big into kart racers. And yeah, so anyway, there it is. Doesn't really make a lot of sense, but what the hell.